start with invocation, prayer, Sahana, Bhavatu.
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Since a lot of you are joining for the first time, you must understand what exactly we are doing, what is the study module we follow. So the study format here is the entire focus is on systematic study of the scriptures, Vedanta. Vedanta meaning eternal principles of life and living. So study of the scriptures. And you have to study any scripture systematically and methodically. If your approach is not systematic, if you're not methodic in your study, you may be sincere, but you may not be able to learn much. So the entire approach here is systematic because it is a science. You can't approach any science haphazardly. And spiritual evolution is the subtlest science. So our entire approach here is systematic study of Vedanta. That is number one. Number two, the study cycle is cyclical. The course which we are doing is cyclical. Meaning right now we are on the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We are about to start the 12th chapter. So you don't have to worry about what chapters you have missed, because your study of Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta starts from this particular chapter. And all these concepts are repeated over and over again. So don't worry about the chapters you have missed, because some people, they try to do that. It's not productive. In fact, it may be counterproductive also, because you won't be either in the present. Also, it is not possible for you to catch up what you have missed, but it's not required. Within 3 to 4 months, you will be able to understand practically everything. And these classes are, relatively speaking, interactive. End of every session, more or less, I give some time to clarify your doubts from what we discuss in that particular session. I mean, genuine doubts. If something is not clear, feel free to clarify. Also, there is no need to rush. If something is new to you, if I were you, I would wait for a month or two. And also, there is enough opportunity to clarify your doubts. Can we have the PowerPoint, please? Yeah, I'm just trying to give you the bird's eye view. So what we are studying is one of the primary books, Bhagavad Gita. So Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, these are the primary books of Vedanta philosophy. So if something is not clear, if you want more explanation or you want to discuss it with like-minded people, then every Thursday we have a small group discussion. It's like a book club. All over America, there are book clubs. So it's a spiritual book club. And twice a month, on an average, there is question and answer session. So based on what questions are asked in the small group discussion, also you can send these questions to me directly. So when there are enough questions, we try to have 2 or sometimes 3 question and answer sessions in a month, which is every Wednesday. But Thursday is a Vedanta book club, you can say. You can discuss it with like-minded people. And these discussions are monitored by senior students. So the entire thing is focused. There is no deviation. That is important. And apart from that, there are four explanatory books written by Swamiji. You can see it on the screen. The Fall of the Human Intellect, Governing Business and Relationships, The Holocaust of Attachment, and Vedanta Treatise, The Eternities. Now, why Swamiji wrote these books? Because it is not that easy to understand Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad on its own. It's not difficult, but a lot of efforts are required. So the average person needs practical explanation. So therefore, Swamiji wrote these four books. Is nothing but practical application of Vedanta in day-to-day life. It's much easy to understand and follow. It's like applied philosophy. You can use that word. Like applied mathematics. There is mathematics. Applied mathematics is engineering. So we have study classes on these four books also parallelly. It's on Sunday, and will be our next book will be Governing Business and Relationships. Correct me if I'm wrong. We'll be starting that from third or second week of June. So you'll be informed about these books. And in addition to these books, there are secondary books like Atma Bodha and Bhajagovindam. So they are quite famous books. They are written by Adi Shankaracharya. Swamiji has commented on these books also. So I'm trying to give you the bird's eye view. So you need not participate in all these activities. Whatever is your inspiration, you should stick to that. So if you are new, just focus on Bhagavad Gita class. Forget about whatever other formats I discussed just now. But feel free to participate in question and answer sessions. It will be useful for you. But if you don't have time, if you have to select just one, stick to Bhagavad Gita. So this is the study module. I did not explain the entire thing, but just to give you the basics. And a few words about Bhagavad Gita. You must have heard, or maybe if you haven't heard, you must know what is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. So Krishna is the guru, Arjuna is the disciple, teacher, and a taught. So Krishna is a self-realized person. He's an enlightened master, like Buddha or Christ or Prophet Muhammad. Galaxy of saints and sages, known and unknown. So Arjuna represents you and me, a sincere seeker who has a lot of questions about life, how to live life, how to deal with challenges of life. What's the ultimate mission for all of us as a human being? So he is clarifying his doubts with the Lord. So it's nothing but question and answer session. Number one. Number two, what you need to understand that focus is not on Krishna's personality. We're not against it. I mean, if somebody is totally devoted to Krishna, you want to be focused on Krishna, why not? But the entire focus is on the knowledge. See, because whenever Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, Gita does not say Krishna spoke, it says Blessed Lord said, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha, meaning enlightened spoke. That's the literal meaning. So enlightened one could be anybody. It could be Krishna, it could be Rama, it could be Christ, it could be any person. So the focus is on the knowledge, because all these masters, they gave out only one message, which is nothing but knowledge of life and living. The word which we use is Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma meaning eternal principles of life and living. So Krishna gives eternal principles. Christ gave eternal principles. Rama gives eternal principles. So all these masters, they educated the humanity on eternal principles of life and living. So therefore, the focus is not on personality in our tradition, but that does not mean you should not be focused on any personality. Don't get me wrong. Focus has to be on the knowledge first. And secondly, Bhagavad Gita is part of a story. It's an epic. It's called as Mahabharata. It's a huge epic, 100,000 verses. And Bhagavad Gita is the philosophy of that story. You take away Bhagavad Gita from Mahabharata, it's just a story. It's like a car without an engine. You may have a great car, beautiful car, but there is no engine in that car. I mean, what kind of a car is that? So you take away knowledge, you take away philosophy from Bhagavad Gita. I mean, from Mahabharata, what is left is nothing but a story. So again, the focus is on the philosophy, on the knowledge. And Bhagavad Gita echoes the main message of Upanishads. And that main message is Tat Tvam Asi. You are the truth. You are that reality. You're not this body, mind, intellect. We all believe we are this body, we are this mind, we are this intellect. No, this is a message of all the masters. You are that supreme reality. That's your real personality. And your mission in life is to find out that supreme reality. You have no other mission in life. From their standpoint, you may not agree with them, but this is the only mission we have as a human being. So that's what that aphorism means. Tat Tvam Masi. Tatvamasi is actually from Chandogya Upanishad. It's part of Samaveda. So don't worry about all these things. The source of Bhagavad Gita is Upanishad. Upanishad is the highest. Upanishads, they are part of four Vedas. And every Veda has got few Upanishads. Again, you take away Upanishads from Vedas, nothing is left. Just like take away Bhagavad Gita from Mahabharata, nothing is left. And there are 200 plus Upanishads. Nobody knows who wrote these Upanishads. There are no authors. It's nothing but the recordings of what enlightened masters they said thousands of years back. It could be 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. Nobody knows. You can't fix a date. And why are they saying your mission in life is to find out the supreme reality? Tat Tvamasi. This is the message. Whether you read Bible, whether you read Quran, whether you read any scripture, all these masters, they are saying your mission in life, your only mission in life is to find out what? The supreme reality. So why are they saying that? Because if you don't understand this message, and if you do not align all life's activities to reach this goal, your life will be full of complications. And it is at this moment. It's a question of more or less. Don't be disappointed. Somebody may say, no, no. See, everybody has got worry, anxiety, stress, disharmony, conflict. It is a question of more or less. You may not have conflict with others, but you may have conflict with yourself, isn't it? And you're not peaceful. 24/7. How many of us can claim that we are enjoying that infinite peace, infinite bliss? So therefore, if you do not align whatever you're doing in life, doesn't matter, with this central message of the scriptures, that your mission in life is to find out your identity, your life will be full of unnecessary complications. Why are you denying that bliss to yourself? Bliss is your original nature. It's not that you get it from the external world. That's what you are. You're that infinite peace. You're that infinite bliss. Are you enjoying that right now? Is the question. None of us can claim that. It's not that we are miserable. It's not that we are unhappy. But are you enjoying that infinite peace, infinite bliss, which is your intrinsic nature? So why you are not able to enjoy that intrinsic peace? Because you have deviated from your life's mission. So therefore they say, all these masters, align your life with this central theme. And this is how Bhagavad Gita starts, in fact. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. Dharma means your original nature, which is peace, which is bliss. Kshetre, field, you are that. So Dharma Kshetra has been reduced to Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is filled of stress, worry, conflict, anxiety. So why are you doing it? And it ends, see, I repeat, Bhagavad Gita starts with this sentence, Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. All Indians, they know it. They may not know the meaning, but everybody has been chanting it from the early childhood, Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. They get a kick. But what does it mean? That that field of piety, which is I am, the state of infinite peace, please. I have reduced it to what? Stress, worry, anxiety, for what? For no reason. So, therefore, the very last word of Bhagavad Gita ends with the word mama. Mama means mine. Bhagavad Gita starts with the word dharma, ends with the word mama. Chapter 18, verse number 78, you can cross check. The last word is mama. Chapter 1, he is checking right now. Chapter 1, go home and check. Chapter 1, verse number 1, the first word is dharma. So the entire message of Bhagavad Gita is sandwiched between these two words, dharma mama. I think my mission in life, your mission in life, every human being's mission in life is to find out your identity, which is not body, mind, intellect, which is that supreme reality. You are that supreme reality. So wake up. Don't waste your time. And Bhagavad Gita gives knowledge to merge with the supreme reality.
Mami?
So this is as far as what we are studying. Next is all about. So we'll start with the study of chapter 12. Now, ideally, all of you should have the book. Before the class, we display the book. It is available on Amazon. So if you are planning to attend, definitely you would need a copy of Swami Parthasarathir's book. But if you are just experimenting, then don't rush to buy. Once you settle down, attend 4 to 5 sessions, and then you are sure, yes, I want to continue, then you should pick up the book. But definitely you would need a copy. And there are 20 verses in this chapter. This is the shortest chapter in Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? Just 20 verses. And these 20 verses, they can be divided into 3 topics. So this topic-wise division is a contribution of Swamiji. It's part of the research he has done. It's not in the original Bhagavad Gita. It becomes easy to understand the thought flow. Otherwise, we don't know what's happening. So what we are going to do is Lakshmiji and Veera, they will read introduction and topic summary. So if you have the book, you can open to the page number 730. So who is going to read introduction and topic? Yeah. So that all of you can see Lakshmiji. That is Lakshmiji. There's a screen, Lakshmiji. Everybody is watching you.
Chapter 12, The Yoga of Devotion, Dvadashodhyayaha, Bhakti Yogaha. Introduction. The chapter entitled Bhakti Yoga, The Path of Devotion, contains 20 verses. Arjuna begins the chapter with the perennial question which baffles mankind. Should one worship God with a form or as a formless reality? Lord Krishna answers by giving the relevance of both types of worship to spiritual development. One caters to the devotional while the other to the intellectual seekers. Krishna then presents the most pragmatic approach to God. He provides a series of alternatives to sadhanas alternatives to sadhanas, spiritual practices which seekers find difficult to practice. Thus, he caters to all types of seekers at different levels of their personalities. In the chapter's last portion, Krishna enumerates the quality of a bhakta, devotee of God. He deems those possessing these qualities his true devotees. The chapters can be summarized into 3 topics. First topic, form and formless worship in verses 1 through 5. Second, progressive ways to reach God in verses 6 through 12. Third, 35 qualities of a bhakta, devotee of God, in verses 13 and 20. 1. Form and formless worship. Arjuna expresses his doubt to Krishna regarding the mode of worship. Does one worship God with a form or the unmanifest reality without a form? Which of the two is more suitable for approaching God? Better designed for a seeker's spiritual evolution. Krishna considers Arjuna to be more devotional. He therefore declares worshipping him as the better approach. But he follows up his declaration by affirming that worshippers of the unmanifest also reach God. The devotional need a form, an idol for worship. They lack the capacity to focus their concentration on the unmanifest ideal without the help of an idol. Whereas the intellectual, the introvert, can concentrate on the all-pervading intellectual, the
formless reality.
All-pervading intellectual, the introvert can concentrate on the all-pervading formless reality. Either way, a seeker finally uses single-pointed concentration and meditation to gain enlightenment.
Yeah. So Gira will read topic 2 and topic 3.
Hari Om. Progressive ways to reach God. A spiritual seeker must reach an advanced state of concentration before he can actually meditate and attain godhood, self realization. In deep meditation, the mind is set on the self with the intellect supporting it. A seeker maintains this state of single pointedness before merging with the self. This being the most advanced and ultimate spiritual practice, few can directly relate to it. To those less evolved, Krishna advises self purification through constant practice of spiritual disciplines. The practice of these helps you withdraw the mind from the world and concentrate upon the self. If you cannot practice even spiritual disciplines, you then surrender all your actions to the Lord. Perform actions for His sake, not merely to satisfy your personal desires. If this is also not possible, keep the goal of self of realization in mind while acting in the world. You may satisfy your desires, but renounce the anxiety for the fruits of your actions. The topic's last verse provides 4 facets of spiritual practices. Any spiritual practice must be backed by knowledge. A seeker must practice a discipline with full understanding of its significance and purpose. It then leads him to concentrate and meditate upon the supreme goal. He must then meditate without an anxiety for the result. In this spirit of renunciation, the meditator attains the absolute state of peace and bliss. Topic 3. 35 qualities of a bhakta, devotee of God. The last topic covers 8 verses. It enumerates the 35 qualities of a devotee of God. Devotion to God is not blind faith, mere prayer, or a routine ritual. True devotion comprises these outstanding qualities. The Lord declares that those who possess them are exceedingly dear to Him. Hari Om.
So the gist of these three topics is something like this. The first topic he talks about, do you need idol or you don't need an idol? There's a lot of debate going on. So those who worship idol, they criticize people, those who don't worship with the idol, and other way around. Those who don't need the idol, they criticize people who worship with the idol. So what is it? Do you need an idol or you don't need an idol? So that's what is beautifully and systematically explained. And in the second topic, he gives four different spiritual practices in descending order of superiority. So if you can't do A, you can do B. If you can't do B, you can do C. If you can't even do C, you can do D. It's very, very charitable. So nobody is left out. And the last topic, and chapter 12 is famous for this topic. Who is a spiritual person? Who is a devotee? Now, I may say I'm a devotee. You may say you're a spiritual person, but what is the true test? So he gives 35 parameters, and you can compare yourself just for education. Where do you stand? And the so-called spiritual people, so-called devotees, if they have one or two qualities, they must congratulate themselves. But the first quality itself, 99% devotees, so-called devotees are out. He says, Advaishta Sarvabhutana, not hating any being. And where are these devotees? Right now, they are busy killing each other. The war going on by so-called devotees. I want to kill you, you want to kill me. But incidentally, you may have all these qualities. Why not? So fascinating portion. In fact, we do 3-part, 5-part lecture series on that portion. In the retreats, we have done retreats on that, isn't it? We'll do one of the days in northern Michigan. Those who are in charge of retreat, they can note down. Radha, Jigar, who else is in charge? Everybody is in charge. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we'll start with verse number 1.
अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ताये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तम् तेषां के योगवित्तमाः अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ताये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तम् तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Translation. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna said, Arjuna is asking Krishna, thus, those ever steadfast devotees who worship you, and also those who worship the imperishable. In this case, worship you meaning worship Krishna with form, idol, the unmanifest. Which of these are best versed in yoga? Yoga Vittamaha. Who is established in the spiritual path? How do I know? Those who are worshipping you with the form, with the help of an idol, or those who are worshipping the God without an idol. Doesn't matter what is your mode of worship. How do I know that I am established in the spiritual path? So we'll come back to the question, and one by one we will analyze. Now, in case you are new to Bhagavad Gita or relatively new to Bhagavad Gita, see what is happening to Arjuna. That Arjuna was in a turmoil. He was a great warrior. He was a decorated soldier. But when he faced a challenging situation, he could not deal with that situation and he collapsed. And he surrendered to Lord Krishna, and Krishna revived him with this knowledge. It's all symbolic. Arjuna represents you and me. You can switch it off. Whose phone? It's not my phone, right? Okay. Yes. Better switch it off only. Explain your excuse for you. You're above rules. Don't worry. Come back. So Arjuna was in a turmoil, right? He succumbed to the challenge. I saw Arjuna is nothing but you and I. So on an average, we are successful people, establishing your career, whatever you are doing. But when you are faced with the challenge of life, what is your capacity to deal with that challenge? So that's the whole discussion all about. And that challenge could be at home. One argument with your partner or a wife is enough to disturb your equanimity. Or it could be like, I don't know, hysterical boss or something is happening in the society. Everybody is talking about war right now. We're not getting into the discussion. Was there any period in human history when we did not fight with each other? At least right now we are relatively peaceful. I mean, there's no world war happening. There's no genocide which is happening. So world is what it is. Husband will be husband, wife will be her wife, boss will be boss, right? So you have no control on the external factors of life, on the objects and beings of the world. What is your capacity to deal with that challenge? See, it's not that we don't have any capacity at all. But when that capacity goes beyond our point, each one's capacity is different. Can you deal with that challenging situation in your life is the question. So Arjuna was a great warrior. He was not an ordinary person, unselfish also. But when situation became personal, he collapsed. So it's very easy to give lecture to others, When I can talk, you can talk, anybody can talk. Like my guru says, any fool can talk. But are you applying this in your day-to-day life is the question. So when situation becomes personal, what is my capacity? What is your capacity to deal with that particular challenge? So Arjuna, he faced a great challenge. There is no doubt. It was a civil war. Righteousness was fighting unrighteousness, and Arjuna was on the side of the righteousness. But on the unrighteous side were his own cousins, his own friends, his own guru who taught him the art of warfare. So he could not deal with that situation, not an easy situation to deal with. And he collapsed on the battlefield, emotional collapse. And that is where Lord Krishna comes in. Fortunately, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. He said, no, I can't deal with this situation. Can you please help me? So what we learn from this is without this knowledge, you cannot deal with life. I mean, how to live life is a science, it is a technique. It has to be taught to us. We have to learn it. And traditionally, it was taught in a Gurukula system, meaning in a school. By the time they were 9, 10, they were exposed to this knowledge. So since this tradition has been broken, we find that we are left high and dry. We don't have that capacity, good many of us, to deal with challenges of life. See, I deal with so many youngsters here. They're beautiful, like 14-year, 16-year, 18-year, 20, 22-year-old. I mean, I will say I haven't come across a youngster who doesn't have any mental issue. Everything is perfect in their life. If you go back to your days, maybe some of us were not that well to do. Even in America, it is applicable. You have worked hard and, you're a self-made person. So externally, if you look at them, everything is perfect in their life. but internally they are going through turmoil. What is that turmoil? Nobody knows. Of course, we know this is what Bhagavad Gita is explaining, is nothing but mind has overpowered the intellect. And why mind has overpowered the intellect? Because intellect is not developed. There is no education system anywhere in the world which strengthens your intellect. Everything is about knowledge, information is required, but it's not going to strengthen your intellect. And if your intellect is weak, you will be victimized by your mind. It's happening to all of us. It is a question of more or less. So Arjuna's downfall or his emotional downfall was due to his mind overpowering his intellect. So it applies to all of us. So best of knowledge Krishna gives, and in the end he says yatha ichhati tatha kuru, do as you wish. No do's, no don'ts, no instructions. So these great masters, they just give out this knowledge. They don't interfere the way you manage your life. No, you do what you want to do. Even after getting exposed to this knowledge, you want to mess up your life, what can they do, right? Or you can rise to the highest state of perfection, which is called as self-realization. So you decide. So that's the backdrop. Now coming to the question, Arjuna says, the last portion of the verse, which of these are best versed in yoga? Throughout Bhagavad Gita, you will find they use the word yoga. Everything is yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, this yoga, that yoga. So yoga is derived from the Sanskrit word is called as yuj. Yuj means to join, which is equivalent of religion. Religion is derived from two Latin terms, re and ligare. Re means again, ligare means to unite again. So yoga in Sanskrit and religion in English, they mean the same. So to unite with what? To unite with supreme reality. So we all are separated from supreme reality. Though that's what our nature is, that's what who we are. Right now, we are not one with that reality. So any spiritual practice which helps you to unite with your own nature, intrinsic nature, supreme reality, is called as yoga in Sanskrit and religion in English. So word yoga and religion, they mean the same. So what has created this separation is our ignorance. So due to ignorance, we have created desires at all levels of our personality, at physical level, emotional level, intellectual level, and we are totally lost in these desires. The entire life goes with playing with these desires. Just as a child, any child, 4, 5, 6-year-old child, we understand this. What are they doing all day? As an adult, we understand. All of your parents, or you must have seen your grandparents, grandkids. What any kid is doing, what we were doing when we were of that age. What are they doing whole day? Hmm?
Playing with toys.
Playing with toys. Now, what is the difference between them and us? Is there a difference? Why are you hesitating to say no? There is no difference. Only the toys are different. Girl is playing with, what is that? Barbie. You got real Barbie. So that's the only difference. Or a boy has got what? Or a cane, right? I mean, you got your own cane in your life and busy with what? Fighting with him, harassing him for no reason. Poor guy. So we are just playing with different set of desires. That's all. So therefore, the message of Bhagavad Gita helps you to deal with these desires. That's the knowledge all about. And desires are at 3 levels: action level, emotional level, and intellect level. So how to purify these desires to begin with and ultimately eliminate them. So that's the knowledge all about. And when you eliminate your desires, you merge with supreme reality. Human being minus desires equals supreme reality. So that's the Gita is all about. Now, coming to the main question which is like a question of most people. So Arjuna is asking Krishna, should I worship supreme reality with form or without a form? You get the question. Do I need an idol? Is idol necessary to worship God? Or can I worship God without an idol, which is called as formless reality? So do I need a form? Do I need gross form? Do I need rituals? Do I need to go on pilgrimages? All that is part of that. Or straight away I can think of the supreme reality. So that's the problem. So there are people who attack idol worshippers, and those who worship idol, they say, how can you not worship an idol? This conflict has been always going on for centuries, thousands of years. Why? Why centuries? So, is idol necessary? Is the question. You say, so it's a common, it's a very important question. Yes. For who is the question? Idol is necessary for spiritual initiates. If you can straight away think of supreme reality without a form, then why do you need an idol? Is primary school necessary? You going and talking to a scientist, sir, the primary school is a must. He say, what nonsense? I have won, I'm a Nobel laureate. And you're saying that primary school is must? Yes. For who is the question? So, idol is necessary for spiritual initiates. But what you need to understand, this is what idol worshippers don't understand, that idol represents the ideal. Idol is not ideal. See, I repeat, idol represents the ideal. Idol is not the ideal. National flag represents what? Everywhere America you go, anywhere you go in America, what do you see? Flag, national flag. So that national flag represents what? The nation, the national consciousness. Is flag necessary? If your thoughts are constantly with the nation, why do you need the national flag? You may have it in your house, you may fly it, but you have grown about it. But most people would need national flag. So therefore, anywhere you go, any country, they fly national flag. So it brings about the national consciousness, that spirit of that we all are one. So national flag is an idol which represents the ideal, which is the nation. But national flag is not a nation. You may worship national flag religiously every day, and come April and you are manipulating with all your taxes. What kind of national consciousness is that? This is the story with most people. They may worship idols sincerely, but they don't understand what it means, right? So it just amounts to a blind faith or a superstition. Is wedding ring necessary? Lakshmi ji doesn't need, she doesn't even know where is her wedding ring. I don't know how long they have been married. Some like couple of centuries, I think, minimum. And beautiful marriage. I'm saying this, husband is saying, sitting right behind her, Shailesh ji. No fights, nothing. I mean, beautiful, little bit fights are must, of course. It's required, it's a sign of a healthy life. Is wedding ring required is the question. So wedding ring is the idol. It represents the ideal. What is the ideal? What marriage? Huh? What marriage? Every day of wedding is marriage? What marriage? This is a holy union between husband and wife. It's a lifelong commitment. So you may have all the wedding rings. There are people who wear, I don't know, 2, 3 wedding rings, and every day you're coming home and fighting. It has got no meaning. Another person may not even know where is the wedding ring, but they have a beautiful relationship. I'm trying to give you examples from day to day life. So, wedding ring is an idol, it represents the ideal. the holy union between man and wife. National flag is an idol. It represents the ideal. What is that ideal? National consciousness, identify with the nation. Similarly, any idol, it represents the ideal. I'm talking about a spiritual context. What is the ideal? The supreme reality in God, which we don't know, which is unknown to us at this moment. And again, idol could be gross or it could be subtle. The gross idol is like in the temple, they have what we call as murti, is like a deity, or the structure itself, like a temple, or it could be a church or a cross. Cross itself is an idol, it's a gross idol. Or you could have the subtlest idol, which is space, so sound. So therefore, we chant Om. Every session starts with the Om. So Om is a sound idol, it's a sound symbol because it is associated with space. Since sound travels through space, it is associated with space. So there are 5 elements. World is made up of 5 elements. It's a simple concept: earth, water, fire, air, space. I repeat: earth, water, fire, air, space. So earth is the grossest, isn't it? And space is the subtlest. So from these 5 elements, you could have any idol. So idol is not necessarily the way people understand the gross idol, the deity, or the structure. Not necessarily. It could be water. Water is worshipped in practically all religions, isn't it? When you are baptized, what is it used? Or you go to the church, the priest, the father gives you holy water, isn't it? I don't know how many of you seen the movie The Scarlet and the Black. Have you seen that movie? It's a masterpiece. Gregory Peck. It's a story about the priest. It's a historical World War drama based on true incident. It actually happened. So it's nothing but forgiveness. It's a masterpiece. So Gregory Peck plays that role. So it's about the Nazis and atrocities they committed in occupied Italy and all that. And this Nazi officer, he commits all sorts of atrocities, even on his friend, the priest, Gregory Peck. His real name I forgot. Priest's name is not Gregory Peck. He enacted that role. And when priest's friend is in the prison, is about to be executed, he carries that bottle of water. He say like he's from the church. So for that, I brought this example. And in the end, even after committing all atrocities, he forgives that Nazi officer, Colonel Fizzler or something. He helps his family to escape. He has a beautiful wife and 2 kids. Otherwise, they would have been killed. You know, I mean, he doesn't interfere with his whatever consequences that Colonel has to face. He doesn't interfere with that. But he understands wife and 2 children, they are innocent. So it's a masterpiece on forgiveness. We all talk about forgiveness in extreme cases, how we forgive. So it's based on this. It's a historical drama. I would recommend all of you watch that movie. Saturday, Sunday is the right day to watch Scarlet and Black. So water. Coming back to water. So water is worshipped as an idol. Fire, all religions they worship fire, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, Kavita. Havan and air is again worshipped, wind god and whatnot, and space. Om, I said. So the idol could be gross or idol could be subtle. This is the point. Or even all these rituals and all that is nothing but idol. So the question is, do you need idol? To say idol is not necessary, discard the idol is absurd. To hang on to the idol also is absurd. See, I repeat, to discard an idol is absurd for spiritual initiates. But if you hold on to the idol, that also is absurd. You need to understand idol is an ideal. It is going to help me to take to the ultimate. What is the ultimate? The supreme reality. So for that, we need some fixation. The ordinary person cannot think of a formless reality. His intellect is not developed. The supreme reality is everywhere. I mean, what do we mean by that? So therefore, they need representations. All these idols, the various symbols. It's all same concept. But that idol is not the ideal. That's not a supreme reality. So 99.99% they are lost in the idols. They forget that idol represents the ideal. It's like in mathematics. You have to find out the height of the room, and some other measurements are given. It could be length is given, volume is given. I'm giving you a simple example. So how do you start the mathematical equation? Let the height of the room be Raj x, but x is not height of the room. So how do you find out the height of the room? He's an engineer, therefore I am asking him. Help him to brush up his mathematics. How do you find out the height of the room, Raj?
Relationship. Like with height.
Mathematical formula. So apply the principles of mathematics. So similarly, ideal is not the ideal. It's like saying X, but X is not God. So how do you find out God? How do you reach to the state of supreme reality? By applying the knowledge of Vedanta. But most people, they get totally attached to idols. It's a question of more or less. See, even for that matter, even knowledge also is an idol. What we are studying, if you master this, are you going to reach supreme reality? So you can get attached to the knowledge itself. So it's not that you can get attached only to the deity or the gross idol. Even this knowledge you can get attached to and forget that what is it all about. So that is the question, which is a question of a good many people. Like, do I need an idol? What is the answer? So you again, I mean, 1 hour I spoke, my voice is cracking, and right, he read the topic summary and he's saying yes with conviction. He's saying yes, you need an idol, definitely.
I think it depends on you.
It's not a universal statement. Spiritual initiates, they need an idol. There is no doubt they need that. By idol, I mean again everything, rituals and whatever you are doing, related things, the symbol. So the person who cannot think, whose intellect is not developed, he needs an idol. But idea is to come out of that idol one day and reach the ideal. So spiritual initiates, they need an idol. That is Arjuna's question. But those who are advanced spiritually, they don't need an idol. They have grown out of that. Now, you are at a post-graduation level. Do you need a primary school? You don't need. And that does not mean there should not be primary schools. There should not be kindergartens. So to discard an idol is absurd, I repeat. Also, to hang on to the idol is absurd. So that's what Arjuna is clarifying with Krishna. Now, if you read the translation, it makes sense. Thus, those ever steadfast devotees who worship you, and also those who worship the imperishable, the unmanifest, which of these are best versed in yoga? I'm worshipping idol. I need idol. Somebody does not need idol. So, is idol worshipper superior, or the person who is not, who doesn't need idol is superior? Who is superior?
Neither one of them.
No one.
Excellent. It depends on your spiritual. Somebody doing post graduation is superior, or somebody is in a primary school superior. There is no such thing. You are at a primary level, or you are at the post-graduation level. If you're at a primary school level, be a best student in the school. If you're in a post-graduation level, be best student at that level. So we'll find out next week what is Krishna's answer. But this is the answer. I mean, we had discussed in detail. So let's conclude for today with this. Any quick question we have? Maybe 2 or 3 minutes. If something is not clear, you can quickly clarify.
I have a quick question. We were
Please.
talking about the idols. So can idol change, in your life as you move between different phases? So, like you were giving an example of, you are in a primary school and then you are in a postgraduate school. Maybe when you're doing post graduation, you don't need the idol. So can there be any changes in having an idol or choosing an idol or something of that sort?
Yeah, it is possible. Idol when usually, if you're like very devotional type, you may be focused on the idol which your family follows. But when you grow, you may have your own idol. It's possible.
Okay.
But principle is you need an idol. That's the
Mhm.
which idol you follow, how many different idols you follow. That may change, but usually that fixation is on one idol by and large. Though to answer your question, it may change, but usually that fixation is there. See, for example, your fixation is on Krishna. Chances will remain on Krishna, or your fixation is on Christ. It will remain on Christ. Will it change? Yes, it can change, but it's more of an exception.
Mhm. Okay.
So to answer your question, you're not wrong.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Can you have more than one idol?
How many you are from India, right? Being
Yeah.
an Indian, you're asking this question. There are known 330
No,
million. 330 million idols which
so
are known. Unknown, we don't know.
in the pursuit of knowledge, can one person follow Krishna, Hanuman, and Rama all at the same time?
No, see, if in the pursuit of knowledge, no, then you're a devotee. Then you're not at the level of the knowledge. If you're at the level of the knowledge, you may understand all these are concepts, what they symbolize. Hanuman represents that unflinching devotion to your goal. That's what it represents. But a common man who's at the level of the emotion, he may get inspiration from all. So if you go to an average Indian home, at least here I can see 3 to 4 idols minimum. If I go upstairs, there will be 10 more. Lakshmiji's house, Radha's house, better not talk about it. Now it is not there. It was like a museum of idols, but now it is not. So are you okay, uncle?
Yeah, when you go to a temple, there are a lot of idols. One room has Shiva, one has Hanuman, and all that. So, can it get confusing to a spiritual initiate?
See, because different people, they get inspired by different idols. You can't say everybody should focus on Krishna. It's not fair. Somebody may get inspired by Rama, or somebody may get inspired by Christ. So, good many Indian temples you will find all. Even there is a Christ, there is Buddha, there is, So it depends. So therefore, 330 million is a concept. Meaning you can have any idol. There is no taboo, Cow is worshipped and all. But point is, do you need an idol or no? That's the whole thing. Once you have an idol, doesn't matter the quantity and all that. What we are trying to understand is a principle, but nobody is excluded. So therefore, they allow somebody from tribal area. They may want, I don't know, ferocious tiger as a idol. You and I may run away from that, but they may need that. So everybody is. They're trying to accommodate everybody. That's the meaning behind 330 million. Don't take it literally.
Can I share something really quick?
Yeah, please.
So my family, growing up, we are Nirankari, so we believe in formless God. And I married a very practicing Hindu Brahmin, and he believes in idols. So we have, I don't know, I think 40, 50 in our home, and I have no problem with it. So I actually think that's great if that's what he needs to focus on. I go around in the morning doing arti with all the idols. And when I go to the temple, there are like, I think 25 there too. I don't see a problem with that, because if I believe in formless God, God is everywhere, then why can't God be in that idol? And why can't I focus on that and worship as well? So I don't think there is a quarrel unless you want to create one.
No, quarrel who ignorant people. Therefore, I am saying, it's like saying, do we need primary schools? For who is the question? But if you're at the post graduation level, you won't go to your township meeting, West Bloomfield township meeting. All the funding for the primary schools should be stopped. Why? Everybody should be at a post graduation level. So as you, so that is a sign of somebody being actually established in the knowledge. So this quarrel is between ignorant people. You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
All right, so let's conclude for today, and I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Guruji.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amitji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you.
Hari Om. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hari Om. Have a good weekend.